Good morning and welcome to SunRise. SunRise is part of Dr. Surajit Khanna's Returning Youth Initiative, when we're on every Monday and Wednesday, where we highlight stories of people who have something to do with reducing incarceration, or they've been through the issue of incarceration, or they're involved with helping post-incarcerated young adults like we are. We are on every Monday and Wednesday, and we highlight people, and sometimes we have guests. I'm very excited today that we do have a guest on today, a live guest. His name is Jeff Carlin. He is a financial professional. He helps advise people on money, and you'll be surprised how many people out there don't know about the basics of money. But we're going to be talking about not only just basics of money, but the basics of money for someone who is post-incarcerated. As you know, when someone comes out of jail, comes out of prison, they are trying to get back into society. They're trying to experience life. I've interviewed people through the situation, and they're not thinking about saving money. They're not thinking about the future. They're thinking about how much fun can I have? How can I get back in society? How can I get out there? Can I meet people? I want to have better experiences than being in jail. Now, what Jeff is going to talk about, the benefits of perhaps not stopping that, perhaps we're taking a different approach to help you for your future. So with that as a background, I'm very happy to introduce Jeff, who's also, I'm very happy and excited, will be joining the board of directors of Returning Youth Initiative Florida down here. And Jeff and I have had a great relationship so far. I'm looking forward to working together. And I just want to turn this over to Jeff, who's going to talk to us about financial responsibility for post-incarcerated young adults. Jeff, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for that kind introduction. Yeah, so far, Gary, I think the program that you guys have is amazing. Happy to be a part of it. I'll try to help out any way that I can. People in general struggle with the concept of how money works. And I can only imagine the additional stress it must add when you have one of your guys coming out of that or gals coming out of that system, and it's almost like that additional weight. I've got this situation that I've been through, and now also the thing that stumps most people is just that basic understanding of how money works. So happy to be a part of the program. Thank you for having me on today. And, I'll like I said, I'll help out however I can. And if it's all right with you, I was going to share a website.
I think that's great. Yes. Let's get into it, Jeff. We're excited to hear.
All right. Perfect. Our company has put together a website, and it's essentially, it's free. It's just a website we put together that it helps explain, the basics of how money works. This resource available as kind of a starting point, because as I said before, I can't fathom the stress that they must have coming back out, looking for work, place to stay and all of that. And that's where I think your program is amazing, helping out with that. But we've put together a website. It's therealhowmoneyworks.com, and they can go there and get more details about some of the concepts that I'm going to share with you here. And we'd kind of touched on this earlier.
I think that's very important. The high cost of waiting. I think what we have to share with our post-incarcerated youth is, yes, we know you want to enjoy life, you want to spend money, you want to get money, but there is a cost. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Here's an example. Absolutely. Let me just kind of to set up the situation here. We're looking at if the goal is to have $1 million, we want to have $1 million invested for our future. And this is
what does $1 million mean? This is 67. I know that this chart says you'll have $1 million by 67. Does that mean it's good enough to retire?
Well, I guess 40 years from now, I don't know that would solve all of your problems in retirement, but I'll tell you what, having $1 million at 67 versus not having it will be a huge difference. That's a guarantee. I mean, because $1 million, even if we think about it today, it's like Who wouldn't like to have $1 million? So this is like, what can I do now so that my future self will be set up to have $1 million? Because if you look at the path you've been on and the things you've been doing, you're probably not headed in that direction.
Okay, so walk me through the chart here.
Absolutely. And one thing with investing, the time becomes a bigger factor than the amount of money we're investing. And this will kind of show that example here. So our goal is we want to have $1 million by the time we're 67. So if we start this plan at age 27, if we invested $214 a month, that would get us to our goal. But if we wait, if we're just like, I'm in my 20s, I don't have it right now, I'm barely getting by. If we wait till we're in our 30s, we're now 37, and we decide, okay, now I'm going to start investing for my future. It would take $546 a month to achieve that same $1 million goal.
So then as you walk through, if you're 47, you want to get $1 million, it's about $1,500 a month, which is a big difference from 214.
Correct. Now you're talking a house payment. At 500, you're talking a car payment. Now we're talking a house payment. And if you wait till you're 57 and you want to try to achieve that goal of $1 million, now it's $5,000 a month. I mean, that's a huge difference. What $214 a month could have done for you, now we're talking it's going to take $5,000.
And at 62, it's $13,000. That's a lot of money. The point is, Jeff, is that there is a high cost for people who are post-incarcerated or at risk for not investing. You don't have to invest 200 if you're 27, but if you're 17, you could probably invest maybe half of that and you'll still get $1 million.
Absolutely.
Put something away. Now, this is on a monthly basis. Put something away. You'll never regret it. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was young, we used to have a bonus that would come in every year, and I would take that bonus and I would spend it on vacation. But then the government came out and said, no, you can't do that. There's a 10% penalty. So I was upset when I was young because I was using that as my vacation money. I decided to invest it because there was a great penalty. And now I'm 68 years old. I have a pretty nice pension. So it really worked out for me. Jeff, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to also thank you for being part of Returning Youth Initiative, the board of directors in Florida. We want to hear more. We may touch base again and do a second series on this particular topic of saving money for the post-incarcerated and for at-risk. We're on the air every Monday and Wednesday. Please join us. And also, please don't forget to go on our website at returningyouth.com. That's returningyouth.com. Thank you.